Welcome back, family. How have you all been doing? I know we had a little break there, and I am back in full effect. So today, we're going to do a special healing. We're going to be doing an aligning the soul's voice. This voice that's coming up inside of our lives, that's leading us in the right direction. I'm feeling great periods of hope coming towards us. So let's just align ourselves in the way that we'll be able to fully receive all of that beauty. Also, I got some new nails. So let's go ahead and get started. And as we start off every one of our practice, let's go ahead and start with a prayer. It is not a religious prayer, just a prayer to connect us to community and root us down in our individual healing experiences. Okay. Do I have your permission to say a prayer? Okay. Can I take your hand? Beautiful. Okay. Dear Mother, Father God, and all for our highest good, please connect us to all for the highest vibrational good. That balance between the divine feminine and the sacred masculine, the Reiki masters, the ascendant masters, all those by name that we know, and all those that still have impacted us that we do not. The perfect balance of energetic feelings, spirit guides, spirit animals, ancestors, and our lineage, as we root down in who we are and move forward our higher vibrational gifts going forward in the future. I say all of this in the name of I am. Ashe, 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 Ashe. So family, if you follow on Instagram, I went and I ate at a vegan restaurant. It was a vegan Caribbean restaurant, and I got some water, and it was so funny because I looked at the water. I was like, I just kept on looking at it. I posted it on my Instagram. I was like, oh my gosh, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. It was Ashe water. I was like, I'm going to take that as a good sign. So let's get started and let's clear you out. So today we're going to be working with the soul's voice. Soul's voice is something that I like to call, a mixture between your heart and your third eye. It's that information that you receive in order to move forward your mission here on earth as born in this body in this time. Just clearing you out here. So that voice, that you hear, it's the voice that I also like to call common sense. When you have like an inkling to do something and then you do it and you're like, wow, that was super easy. And if you don't do it, you're like, why didn't I do that? It's kind of weeding between self-doubt and that actual voice. So I'm going to do some prayers here just to prime us. Good job. And we believe in what? Reciprocity. So I'm going to go ahead and get myself together. So, no matter if you're really spiritual or not, you have a soul's voice. You have that feeling in your body to do this higher vibrational work. And it's correct when it is things for the highest vibrational good. Your intention is not rooted in sadness or hatred. It's just rooted in doing the right things. So sometimes the topics aren't always like lilies and butterflies. Sometimes it's, having boundaries. But, at the end of the day, it's the right voice, the right motivation. When you're able to see that your intention is to do no harm, and it's not to be reactive, it's just to do no harm. So give me a couple seconds. Okay. So again, shout out to Laura T for giving us this beautiful candle. It has crystals in it, and I think the crystals have floated down to the bottom. I was like, where are the crystals at? But when it first arrived, the crystals were on the top, and it was Amazonite and clear quartz. Super beautiful. But as always, here's your candle. As we're working today, if you have anything that comes up that you need to move on to its next evolutionary path, you can focus that here on the candle and allow that to move forward. Okay, just gonna work with the aura a little bit. I always like to clear out, just almost like you're washing your windshield or you're putting some eye drops in. Okay, good job. So now what I need you to do is I need you to take both hands, put them out like this, and I want you to take 3 deep breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, final breath, inhale, exhale. Okay, relax, good job. Now take those hands, pulling them back. You're going to put them over themselves like this, okay? You're not going to get it wrong. Putting that over your heart, shoulders back and chest back. Just relax. Breathing into your body, breathing into your heart, allowing your heart to be calm, allowing it to be cool, allowing it to be reflective, allowing it to be open. Opening up to your soul, to that voice. Keep on breathing here. I'll do some work if there's any hesitation. Just breathe here. You might feel your fingers go up and down, your hands go up and down as you continue that breath work. Continue breathing here. Fantastic. So the smell right now is eucalyptus. So even eucalyptus has that same healing power as the sage, frankincense, palo santo, myrrh. All of those healing agents to clear out the space. And just sending that energy right there to the candle to allow the candle to burn it away to its next evolutionary path. Okay. Now, as you're breathing into your voice, take a deep breath in. I'm going to let you hold it at the highest breath. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Another deep breath. Inhale. And at the deepest, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Last breath on your own. Inhale. Hold it to the deepest. And then you're going to hold that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Release it. Send it to the candle. Let it all the way go. So as you're in this state of relaxation, start to check in with your heart and start to check in right there with your third eye, okay? So with your third eye, we're opening up that future that we want. It's both the future in which, how's life going to turn out, as well as the visualization of the future that you want as you are going and as you are co-creating your life. Envisioning what you want is the first step to getting there. So go ahead and just relax your eyes and check in with yourself. And if you like to, you can enjoy my sparkly nails. But just relax. If you want, I can also bring the candle a little bit closer. If that's something that you want to follow. And remember, we're focusing here on the third eye and the heart chakra. So I'm going to give you a moment to take a deep breath in, and whatever thought, whatever word first comes up, I want you to hold that word, take a deep breath, and exhale. These are higher vibrational words only. Even if it comes to strength building, they're for the highest vibration. So they're not doubt words. They're words of encouragement, or they're words of strength. So whatever that word is, breathe into it right there. Exhale. 2 more. Exhale. Final breath. Exhale. And so I'm going to move in and just start to do some work. Just to pull out. Just giving you some help here. Wiping it clean. Now as you're just in this state of connection with yourself, and what it feels like is just, it feels like being in love with yourself, or unconditional love. The love that you would have for like maybe a grandparent or your pet or something like that, where it's just this delicious love. This love that you can't get enough of. It's like candy, but you can't get it all the time. You gotta get it sometime. And so as I'm tuning into community, and even before the practice today, what was coming up, the message that I was getting that was coming up was transformation. So transformation, hope, change. So these difficult 3-4 years that you've been facing, whether that was, it started 3 or 4 years ago, or it started 2 years ago, or last year, it's now reached the turning point. So you cut your knee, okay, it's scabbed up and it got infected and all of that, and then you went and you cleaned it out, and cleaning it out probably hurt more than all of these other things, because when you hurt your knee, it hurt for 2 seconds, like when it actually happened, and when it's scabbed up and it got infected, it was like inflamed and like very hot and stuff. But when you went and actually had to clean it off, that's when it hurt. So these periods of feeling like intense hurt via anxiety, via depression, via going through those movements and actions in your life that have been trying on your mental, emotional health, even your physical health, the changes of people in and out your life, the changes of movement when it comes to career, when it comes to environment, it's now turning. So you've gone through the worst of it. So congratulations. Go ahead and give yourself a pat on the back. You've made it. And now we're moving forward. Now, always understand that everything that happened for a reason. That even all of the pain that you felt, though it felt like, maybe I did something wrong, or why do I have to suffer in order to heal? Just giving that analogy of when you have an open wound, when you're wiping it down, when you're cleaning it out with peroxide, when you're doing all of that, you actually know, even though it hurts the most, that you're doing the greatest good. So when you were in deep periods of pain over these last couple of years in whatever way, and instead of reacting in a self-harming or even projecting onto others, you stood in it and you allowed it to pass. You were in that moment wiping away any of the debris, anything that was caught in there that needs to be moved on. So in going through that, now your soul is healing up and it's ready to move forward. It's mature, it's smarter. You're not going to be in the same scenario in which you hurt your knee. The same with the soul. You're ready to move on. You're ready to receive things in. You have the correct boundaries that you need. You have the correct mindset, and you're not going to repeat things in the past that you used to repeat. You might have just, had that soul's voice, but you went against it anyway because you just wanted to do things the way that you thought things were always done. But now you know for certain, okay, even though I feel like I could do things the way it's always done, I know how much it hurts me to not do or to not connect with my soul's voice, your heart, which is your purpose, your third eye, which is that vision that allows you to co-create, and together, bringing those two together, that smoking quartz, gray, bluish color, and that heart, which is the pink and green, bringing those colors together in order to transform your life, because you're here for and with a purpose. And the longer that you get caught in those cycles of not being aligned with your purpose, the longer it's going to take you to allow us to get to enjoy the beautiful things that you have been incarnated to present to us, or to expose to us, or to allow us in our healing path. So you just kind of have to trust yourself and go with it, and you're going to be completely fine. That's really the message that I'm getting here. Completely fine. All of that Mercury in retrograde shadow period is gone as well. The only thing right now in shadow in retrograde is Uranus, and that's fine. We've come into this new Uranus in Taurus, leaving Aries. So this is a period of freedom being sought through Taurian themes, which is true self-worth. So how you value yourself internally, your self-value, both in you saving money and you earning money, but also living below your means. So cutting away those Aries themes were more about, I'm out here in front, I'm going to spend a lot of money, I'm going to have these huge gestures. The Taurus themes are much different. It's more like, I want to have money in the bank because it makes me feel secure. Or it doesn't even have to be a financial thing. It's, I really enjoy this one friendship instead of 10 friendships that are like, a little iffy. Would you enjoy this one friendship? Or not even the amount, not quantity, but the quality. I enjoy friendships that are like this, and I no longer enjoy friendships that are like that. It takes up too much energy. It requires too much work. I like the ones that are like this. They like me. We're gonna do well there, and that can be you can extend that into your relationships as you're dating, into how you deal with family, how you deal with co-workers. And as we talked before, feel free to have boundaries with people. When you do things from the highest vibrational good, you understand that a person, if they're no good in your life, or you know that you're no good in their life, by creating that boundary between you and them, you allow each one of you to grow in the highest vibrational form instead of putting your stuff on it. Sometimes we get this message that it's like, you should never give up on someone. Just because you create a boundary doesn't mean you're giving up on someone. It means that you want to do the least harm. And you got to recognize and be honest with yourself when you're in connection with others with specifically toxic relationships, whether it is equally toxic on both sides, it's them or it's you. Just be honest, set those boundaries, and allow yourself to grow, and just be happy for that person. If you don't set a boundary and you're not happy for that person, it's worse than if you do set a boundary. You feel good and you can be happy from that person from afar. And maybe you all never need to, open up that boundary again. Maybe you go down one path and they go down another. It is okay. That is a Taurus theme, that earth sign, that boundary, that doing that kind of work. The reverse would be if we were in water. Water would be releasing those boundaries, but this earth energy is all about making those boundaries. So go ahead and just feel you already got them down back. So go ahead and feel just comfortable and confident doing that. But I'm seeing just a lot of beautiful things. And I'll share with you all my own personal opinion of what I think this period really represents. You all know that sometimes I can get a little political and intersectional and all of these things, but I like to bring that element into this space because we're doing very deep, intimate work with ourselves, and to think that we can separate what's going on with the world around us is a little cuckoo. We need a little bit, but we also need that balance. You can't assume that people who are in marginalized, meaning oppressed or being barred from resources, you can't think that people in those situations can just pray for things to work out. Yes, prayer and faith and those things help, but they need opportunities to be able to access so people can take action. So we're all kind of energetically moving in different ways, holding both privileged and oppressed identities within ourselves. So in those ways that we feel oppressed or that we have been generationally oppressed, we have to have the confidence and to align with others who can open those doors, and we can come out in the forefront and assert and collect our power. On the reverse, if we are in positions of privilege, we need to create and be an opener of space so those who need it can come through. And that's the energy going back and forth. So I said that all the same, that my opinion on what's been happening these last, I would say 5 years, including the shadow period, and maybe 4 years on, and this is going to be 4 years until it's going to be 5 years previous and 5 years from this moment on, and that's including shadow, so it's going to slowly taper off. Really, with this energy that we got from Pluto being in Capricorn, Pluto has to do with power. Capricorn is the sign of the boss, is the sign of the father. People who are not certain how to wield their power comes from insecurity, they then have been exposed during this time. So good bosses are flourishing, and flourishing doesn't mean that you're out in front of the television and everything is doing well. What it probably means is just there's no scandal, and that's probably a good thing. Going into this Uranus Taurus theme, this privacy, anything that is earth sign, which is kind of like put your head down and just do the work. Those who are really good and effective leaders, they probably just don't have any scandal. But this is also a period in which we see leaders that have a lot of scandal, things that they have been doing for years that are coming up to the surface. And just like that example we used with the scab, it's coming up because it needs to be washed out. I think looking at specifically political leaders who are able to use their position in governments, their position in power as a kind of wall to prevent any accountability, I think that energy has created people who cannot stand, I'm going to use the word tyrants, that cannot stand tyrants around them. So you see people around them being held accountable, but because those leaders are not being held accountable, people are still having this energy to want to correct things. So in a way, that's actually very purposeful. It's exposing things and it's making us feel uncomfortable to the point where we have to move forward to resolve things. I talked about that in the Me Too movement. I talked about that in more mental health advocacy. Things that if these negative leaders had not been in that position, we may have still been moving in the way we were before, or maybe it just wouldn't be on such a forefront. Now, because they are there, it's requiring us to just be as present as possible. These leaders will all eventually fall, whether it's unelected, whether, naturally you can't live forever or something like that. Things come in waves, right? We know that throughout history. But what it's exposing is that and I'm going to use the word karma, though karma isn't the appropriate thing. I'll say the energetic balance, that swing of pendulum, will correct at the end of the day when everything is cleaned out on our end. Will correct all of those things. We'll see a resolution. We'll see a deeper coming together. We'll see that in numerous ways. I'm not saying that everything will be solved, but we'll see finally justice, balance in increments, but in a little bit in the way that we're looking. So I'll just leave it right there, not to name, too much stuff, but to just give it space there so that you breathe in and you understand that as you're doing your internal work, you can be connected to your external work as well, to be balanced both in the soul, in the physical, so that you know how to, as you're bringing your purpose into life, navigate those spaces outside of you to be able to go forward in your path. So let's go ahead and just relax right here and just take a couple more moments to really just breathe in whatever that was for you, whatever that voice. Feel it in your throat, speaking that truth. Feel it in your third eye, seeing that truth. In your crown chakra, connecting you to God, ancestors, universe, whatever it is, to lift you up. Seeing it in your heart as you understand what that purpose is. Seeing it in your solar plexus, that you give yourself confidence and you move your energy forward with clarity. Seeing it in your sacrum, that place where you birth all of that energy. And finally down in your roots, where you're digging down into the ground, soaking up all of those nutrients, water, as well as you're receiving that sunlight on your crown. Just take a couple of moments here, breathing that in, breathing whatever that word was, that statement, that understanding, and feel it in every cell of your body. Feel it in the area around you, the area within you, your connection to all people, and set the intention that you only go forward in life today, bringing forth that message and that peace and moving forward in your spiritual journey. Okay, you did a fantastic job today, family. So let's go ahead and clear you out. And for those who stay after we clear out, I'm going to tell you about our giveaway. So I'm going to go ahead and take this. And I'm just going to clear you out right here. Thank you, God. 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 And we believe in reciprocity. So I'm going to do me too. Okay. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And then I'm just going to take a couple of moments to disconnect us. Facilitate this experience. Any baggage of Okay, you did a fantastic job. I don't know if you'll be able to see this. Can you see the crystals? They're like in the middle. You probably can't see the clear ones, but you can see the Amazonite. And that's really good for everything we're talking about. This healing, this movement. Eucalyptus has this delicious smell of a mix between a menthol and some of that smudging-esque type smell to it. So, housekeeping. So, Our birthday is December 28th. We're going to be turning 1 year old. And in a Capricorn fashion, I was thinking, like, what can we do to celebrate this moment? And I really want to give something back to you all. Us sharing this space is a wonderful way for us to connect as community, but in that Capricorn fashion, I want to physically give you something that is tangible. So I am compiling a giveaway basket that one person is going to win, and what it is it's a healing kit. So I've already curated what's going to be in there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach a link probably between this week or next week. I'll definitely let you know of how you can sign up to be a part of this giveaway. So when you sign up on December 28th, which is our birthday, I'm going to post who won, and you can reach out to me and collect this thing. But let me just tell you about the giveaway. So there's going to be I should put crystals in there too. So already I've gotten you're gonna get in there smudging things. So you're gonna get Palo Santo, you're gonna get sage, you're gonna get Florida water, and then the clearing. There's a lot of energetic tools for clearing in general. We're gonna have Epsom salt in there. I'm gonna give you something to help you be just give you some inspiration. So I selected a tarot deck that I'm going to purchase for you all. So that's gonna be in there. There's gonna be an individual, oh look, things are adding up here. There's gonna be an individualized prayer, specifically based off of what you're going through, that we can curate together. We're gonna have some crystals in there, so you can be able to use that. Look, this is nice. I want to win this. And most importantly, I want it to be as structured as possible, and I want to give you all some when I say guidance, not guidance in the way that I'm going to tell you what to do, but a path. That's a good word to use, a path. So I'm creating a healing program, and whoever wins this healing kit will be the first person in the healing program. So what's going to be in the healing program is you're going to have some sessions with me, and we can choose if that's going to be via video, phone call, a distance, however we want to make that happen. You're going to have some sessions with me, and then we're going to come up, you and I together, with a plan. I'm going to give you all the tools that you need, but with a plan of how to take one goal and bring it into fruition. So the goal ideally is whatever you feel your purpose is. We're going to do one thing and we're going to see it through. So it's going to be you and me working together for probably like 8 weeks. And then past that, having check-ins, every couple of months to see how you're going. My goal here is that I want to see, and I love to see, that you all are transforming your lives for your highest good. And being able to work, I feel like, with at least just one person to really help navigate that energy, I think is going to at least give me as a healer more tools to help others, as well as I really just want to see you all win. I want to see you transform your lives. I want to see you kind of grow and blossom. And with this change, this is the perfect time to do it, because you're ready to bob and weave when things come up. You're ready to just be consistent and stick with it. So that is coming. The link's gonna be up this week or next week. But I just want to say thank you all, for being able to do this for a year. And if no one has said it to you today, I'm going to go ahead and say it. I love you. I'm so excited. I know for certain beautiful things are coming. All it takes is you taking an action. But until next time,